And we're going to take a look at some specific examples on question posts. So here are a couple of questions, and I've actually used both of these. And these were meant just to build community. They were just meant just to engage my audience, just to kind of get them engaging with each other. So first thing you should know is that people love to post about their pets. They love watching pet videos. They love seeing pet pictures. Their pets are their babies. They're their kids. So I posted this question, do you have fur baby? Post a pic. And then I put mine in the comments also. Now, you can see I actually had over 120 people. It was 119 when I took the snapshot, but I had more than that. But what was really cool about this post is people were interacting with each other. They weren't just posting their own pic and moving on. They were going back and commenting on other people's pics, and they were having conversations among themselves. So this is a great community building question. The other one I asked, and I was really just curious, but if you were in skincare, makeup, maybe even health and wellness, this question could serve two purposes. This was just a community building question, but it could also tell you a lot about your audience. So, all right, ladies, be honest. How long does it take you to be presentable? I had over 60 people comment on this, and it was interesting to see what's important to people. Is it important, is it important to be all made up before they feel presentable? Or, what's presentable? I work on my jammies. So those are a couple examples of community building questions. What do you think is, and we talked about this earlier, you want to ask this kind of like in a third person. What do you think is the reason other people have this problem? Because you don't want to be pointing the finger at them, because you're going to get a lot more honesty from people if they actually think they're talking about someone else. If the question is posed about someone else, they're still going to answer, and it's going to be relevant to them. So I posted this question before I was going to do a training on doing video, and I was actually really curious about this. What do you think is the number one reason people fear getting in front of the camera? I got a ton of comments, but what was really great about this is that I got a lot of fears and responses that I could actually address in my training, and I could overcome those objections right off the bat in my training. So things like not knowing what to talk about, feeling like you're going to look dumb. I could address that right off the bat when I was talking about using video. I could address that concern without them going, without saying, now you might be afraid of this. No, I just positively addressed it. You'll never have to worry about being afraid of not having anything to say, because here's how you do that. Now, these are questions that were more specific to my niche. I help network marketers build their business online using different social media platforms. So who's using Instagram? I've got a killer training. Drop a comment. Or is it easier for you to find customers or business partners? That told me a lot about my audience. What kind of information do they want from me? Do they want information on how to find customers, or do they need information on how to recruit new team members? And fill in the blanks. These can be a lot of fun, and they can still tell you a lot about your audience, or they can just be community building. So what blank inspires me? I love that one. I actually reuse that one every few months, because it's always interesting to me where people get their inspiration from. The first thing I do in the morning is, again, that could be a niche specific question, or it could just be, a community building. And freedom to me means, because it has a different meaning to everyone, and that's one of those questions that I love seeing what people come up with. I love the answers. I actually got a lot of comments on this, and this was it was kind of interesting to see what people posted. But finish this sentence. I know it sounds weird, but, and I always say mine's in the comments. The reason I do that is that so even if no one else comments, at least I've got one. I've got one comment. But usually what happens is people want to see what my response is, so they'll go and look in the comments, and then since they're there, they'll comment because they're already there anyways. So it's kind of a good way to get people to stop their scroll, which is the whole purpose of these posts, right?